Hi, everybody. So sorry for a little bit of a delay. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and we're here for our home yoga practice live. So good to see everyone. If you are new, we are practicing, developing ways to create a practice plan for our yoga, and we're also working different themes a week. And this week, we're working a theme of standing poses. Maybe we take for granted standing in our legs, standing up, and not really having some attention into how we stand. So today, Thursdays, we tend to work new edges or new aspects, new levels of our practice. So we're going to get started today, and we're going to start standing. Because why not? Because that's the theme. If you're new, go ahead and say hello if you wish. If there's anything that you'd like me to know about what's going on with you physically or any desire that you have about practice today. So let's come on in and come to standing at the top of our mat. Feel your feet. They could be far apart. Let me move my mat back a little bit so that you all can see a little bit better. Feel your feet. Feel your legs holding you. What are your thighs doing? Inner thighs, outer thighs, hips? Is your weight swaying from leg to leg? We've talked a little bit about elements of rooting and rising. Can we feel both aspects without strain? Yoga is a process of building more awareness or enlightenment, being enlightened to something. So what are your senses telling you about standing right now? Maybe let your eyes remain open or lightly closed, but do it with intention of observing. Good, and we'll greet the body and the spirit with a check-in of some movement. So let's breathe in and lengthen upward. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Your knees could remain soft here if you like. Half flat back, lifting the chest. Maybe your hands come to your shins. Feel your feet. Look at your toes. Notice how you're standing in them. Plant the palms. We're going to step back to plank. This can be hands and knees plank. Maybe you're at an extended plank. Breath in. Exhale as we lower down. Breathe in. Lift the chest. Cobra, keeping the hips down. Feel what's rooting. Feel what's rising. Exhale. Come back to hands and knees. We'll tuck the toes. Butt goes up. Head goes down, down, dog. Maybe pedal your heels out. Feel your arms and your legs. You're standing in them. Standing is rooting. The arms and the legs are pressing down. What's lifting up? Feel the hips lifting up. Breath in. Exhale, look forward. We're going to travel the feet up. Maybe you'll bring the knee down first, or some of you can step both feet up. Half flat back, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Inhale all the way up. Reaching. Let's come on to the tippy toes and feel ourselves standing on less surface matter. Good. Feel each toe. Scan each toe. How are they holding us up? What's the pinky toe doing? What's the second or ring finger toe doing? Middle toe, can you even feel it? Do you know which one it is? Can you feel it doing something and responding to your mind right here? Second toe. Big toe. What about your ankles? What are they doing? How solid are they? Are they wobbly? Calf muscles. And lower the heels down, forward fold. Good. Half flat back, breath in. We'll bring the hands down. Feel your hands, feel your arms. Stand in them. Shift weight forward and back. Feel the arms becoming our new legs. What does standing feel like? And we'll step it back to plank. Breath in. Exhale, lower, 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 lower. Breathe in, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips up, head down. Breath in, breath out. Good. Let's look forward. Remember, make your way up. Let's alternate the lead leg when we're stepping up. Half flat back. Forward fold. Chair pose, bending the knees, pulling those knees back, butt back, lifting the chest, standing in this way. What are the feet doing? What are the shins doing? What are the knees doing? How are they adding to our stability? Inner thighs, outer thighs, groin, low back, low core, spine, chest. What's rising? What's rooting? Breath in. Forward fold. Half flat back. Let's just step the left foot back foot flat, right knee over your right heel. Now stand in your legs. What are your calves doing? What's the baby toe edge of the left foot doing? Right knee over your heel. Right hip back. Stand. Press down now into both feet and rise. Breath in. Breath out. And hands down. Support yourselves with your arms and step the left leg up, and we'll step the right leg back. Position your base in 10. Left hip back, right hip forward, left knee over that heel, stamping down with both feet and sinking in the hips as you rise in the chest. Breathe. Good. We'll bring the hands down. Stand in those arms. Step that left leg back to your plank. Maybe you're in extended plank. If you are, squeeze the legs together. Ask your entirety of being to play a role. Breath in. Exhale, lower. Breathe. Feel. Lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Let's step, walk. Maybe some of you are wanting to play with jumping up. That's going to give us an experience in the arms of standing in those arms. That will be all that's in contact with the earth. Looking forward. You can step it, you can walk it, or maybe you want to practice. Bend the knees, hips rise, feet feather up, and place the feet down. Half flat back. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Lift, lift, lift. Left knee up. Good. We're going to tilt the chest forward with the thigh in the chest. Breathe. Stand in the right leg. Bring ourselves back up. Up. And forward again. Ask the knee and the thigh to keep lifting up to the belly. Extend the left leg back. Bring that knee back in. Bring ourselves back up. Bring the foot down. Breathe in. Push the legs down. Lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll roll the spine up. Find some ease in the shoulders. Try to build familiarity and presence of being in your entire body. Your entire body. All right, let's do the other side. I'm going to do this frontally this time, I think. Maybe I'll turn this way. Breathe in. Let's lift. We'll lift the other leg. And for me, it's my right leg. Standing while pulling this knee as tight to the belly as we can. And for you, that could look like this. Honor where you are, what's rooting and what's rising. Can you feel that left leg rooting down? Can you feel the torso still rising up? And then see about tilting the chest forward while drawing that knee into the belly. Feel that left leg. You're standing in it. Know what she is doing. Inhale, back up, breath, and forward. I'm not going to analyze what's going on when I wobble. I'm just going to experience the wobble. Breathe and extend. Maybe your hands are on a block or a chair. Hands could be a prayer. Bring that knee back into the belly. Breath. Lift back up. Breathe. Bring that leg down. Feel the feet coming into the earth. Inhale. Lift. Shoulders down. Lift from the waist. Exhale. Forward fold. Half flat back. Plant the palms out in front of you. Let's shift forward, shift back. Shift forward, shift back. Shift forward, left leg lifts. Drop the head down. Stand some weight in those arms. Bring that left leg down. Right leg lifts. Twist the hip open. Lean the chest over the arms. Push the earth down with the arms. And bring that right leg down. Let's step to plank. Good. Legs together. Hips up, head down. Shift it forward. Stand in those arms. Stand. Don't collapse. Stand. And hips up, head down. And forward. Feel your heat coming on. Maybe your knees are down. Breath. But feel your arms. Feel your core standing here solidly. Bring the knees down. Child's pose. Maybe the knees are open. Chest is resting. Arms where you would like them to be. Check in. Why are you here on your mat? What are you connecting with? What are we feeling? What are we finding contentment with? Where is your attention? Living entirely integrated as a physical, breathing, spiritual being. Integrated. All right, we're going to bring the palms down out in front of us. Okay, forearms are down. Shift forward, chin over thumbs, and feel the forearms and stand in them. Don't accordion down. Stand in them. So press them down while the shoulder blades lift up. And sink it back. We ought to feel something in the arms stretching. Try to keep the forearms connected with the mat. And shift it back forward. Standing in this way, forearms standing. And back. And forward. What is the nature of how we press and root and down? What's stretching and opening or fighting here? How does it feel when we inhale into tight spaces? How does it feel when we exhale in our tight spaces? Inhale forward, chin over thumbs, reach one leg back, reach the other leg back. Breath, squeeze your inner thighs. Stand. Can you push down through the forearms? Make an imprint through your wrists pressing down into sand. Breath. Bring the knees down. Child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale it forward to hands and knees. Let's find down dog. Butt is lifting up. Hands and feet are pressing down. Feel your spine lengthening. Maybe pedal your heels up and down. To check in on your base. We're still standing. Are you collapsing? There is a rising element. All right, I'm going to bring my right knee down, stepping my left foot forward. Go ahead and maybe get a block or a chair out in front of you. I'm going to tuck the back toes and straighten the back leg. Now I'm standing in the legs, so let's be in them. Ask yourself, am I truly standing in my back leg? Is all of my attention on my front leg? Is all of my pressure pressing down in the front leg? What would it feel like if I actually applied some intention into the back leg? If I stood in it? Spin the back foot flat, making a capital T with a connection of an imaginary line between the left heel and the center of the right arch. Left knee is bending over that left hip. I'm going to spin my chest open and rest my left elbow, my left forearm on my left thigh, turning the chest open. All right, so now we are still standing, but in an open, wide hip, wide groin space. Are we standing or are we withstanding? What leg are you standing in more? Could you create equilibrium? Could you try to divide that energy and spread it around? All right, so now is where, if you had a chair or a block, have that ready out in front of that left foot. Turn the chest open and we'll have that left hand on that foot. On that block or chair. Now you can look forward. I'm going to bend my back leg like a little spring. Move that block forward a little. I'm going to bring the right leg up a little. And bring my weight into my left leg. I gave it too much energy. So I had to steady myself with my right hand at the wall. All right, so that right hip is open. Left leg is the one that's on the earth. What is it doing? Is it wobbling? Is it gripping? Is there so much going on that you can't tell what's going on? Calm yourself. Calm yourself. And start to just notice. If we wobble, come on back out. Come on back in. If you're stable, what's giving you the stability? Are you really solid in the thigh muscles? Are you really solid in the groin muscles? Are we taking for granted what's giving us stability? What do we know about how we're standing? Sideways on one leg. I'm going to bend my left knee, reach to the back of the mat, and let that right foot come down, bringing ourselves up. Warrior 2, breath in, exhale. Let's straighten and bend. Good. We'll bring the hands down. Bring the right knee down. Step the left knee back. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips down, dog. We'll bring the knees down. Bring those forearms down. Lean the chest over the thumbs and sink the butt back. Feel your spine, your low back. Feel ourselves letting go of all the work that it takes to stand up against gravity. Breathe in as we come forward, exhaling it back. Let's do this back and forth a few times and hold yourselves accountable to actually pressing down, rooting and standing in those forearms. Chin over thumbs. Reach one leg back, root into it, press it into the earth. When you're ready, ask the other leg to join it. Press down and forward through the palms, through the wrists, through the forearms. Don't dig into the elbows. Disperse your root. Breath. Knees down when you're ready. Child's pose. Be in your breath. Let go of that past moment. Let go of the forearm work. Be present with where you are. What got released? Where are you now? What are you experiencing right now? And let's breathe in. Come forward to hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips down dog. Make it new. Experience something new about the lifting or the sinking. Experience it in the armpits. Experience it in your waist. Experience it in your navel. Can you feel lengthening in the front of the belly? Can you feel lengthening in your neck? All right, we're going to bring the left knee down and step the right foot up. I'm going to switch sides now. Move that block, have it out in front of you. Tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg. Find your lunge. Stand in it. Don't let the left leg stop working. You need both legs for this standing. And start to notice your tendency. Did we tend to always just have one leg actively doing something in this kind of shape? Learning about how we stand in different shapes, in different circumstances. We'll spin the left foot flat, do our alignment on this side, check in with what the hips want to feel on this side, not making an imposition on this side as though it needs to comply with the way the other side did things. And we'll bring the elbow to the knee. Look at your alignment, knee over heel. Don't let the knee go past the toe. Turning the chest open, experience the groin, thighs, knees, calves, feet, breath. What leg are you in? What leg are you standing in? What are you getting to observe? What is your mind doing? Is your mind judging? Or is your mind contented? Is your mind being mean and critical, or is it non-harming and kind? Are we accepting the truth of what is going on, or are we trying to impose a change based on what? A judgment, an expectation? All right, we'll find our hand to a block, a chair. First, I'm going to step this left leg up first. I'm going to bend it. I'm becoming aware of it. Oh, look, it's pliable. And now I'm going to spring in it and bring it up a little bit so that the right leg is about to get ready to stand me. So I've got some weight in that right arm. It's now a part of standing. I'm standing in this right arm, pressing down into this block. I'm pushing down with the right leg, asking it to stand me. I've stepped the left leg up. And I'm going to start to lift the left leg up, squeezing my right leg, thanking that I have a wall behind me to steady my stand. I'm looking at the camera, so I'm going to not do that because I wouldn't normally do that. Finding a point where my gaze can go, helping my stability. Accepting whatever goes on. So I've also got to accept that, hey, I was wobbly, I fell out a few times. Get to look at my self-consciousness of that. Oh my God, is the world going to think she's a horrible yogi? And say, okay, what do I give a crap about that? That I'm living in the practice that I have, and I'm practicing my instability as I try to aspire towards stability, because instability is a part of that journey. Feel your feet, don't strain anywhere. Come out when you need. Bend the right knee if you're still in it. We'll bring that left foot down. Don't be proud if you're still in it. Notice if you're proud if you're still in it. And I mean it in a prideful, boastful way. I'm not saying to not be okay with our accomplishments or when we notice that we've grown. And we'll bring ourselves up for warrior two. Work the shoulders. Those arms don't have to be our base anymore. Wrists, my right wrist had really been working to press into that block. Straightening and bending, loosening up the soil. In that root, in that base, because it held me. I'm thanking it, giving it some ease. And hands down, stepping to plank. Lower through. Breathe in, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to look forward and imagine that there's a pulley on the ceiling lifting your hips up while you're pushing down through the forearms. Stretching and elongating your upper body. Let your neck go. Let the low part of the body rise. Let the upper part of the body sink. And then we'll look forward and bend the knees while the butt is still up. And we're all just going to play with a little bit of a jump, trusting that our arms will support us. Don't worry about how well they will support us. Just trust that you will be supported. Don't worry about rising. Don't worry about perfecting it. Just saying, hey, I am going to use my new arm legs. Breathe in and spring up and down. Let's step it back. Maybe shake out your wrist. Got to keep the gaze up. Bend the knees, butt is still up. Invest in the up. Hips are going to rise. Feet are going to feather down. Breathe in. Exhale, spring. And bring it down. Walk it back. One more time. Maybe not. Maybe we're confronting a lot of fear. Maybe we're putting too much pressure on ourselves. Be honest. Take a break. Let's all take a break here. Knees wide, sink back, child's pose. Feel your container. What is your container? Your physical body telling you, are you safe? Are you strong? Are you exhausted? Are you being pushed beyond your edge? Are you overstimulated? What about the mind? Is the mind really goal-oriented? Is the mind afraid? What is going on? Feel your breath. And use your breath to regulate what the body is feeling and what the mind is feeling. All right, we'll flip the palms, coming back one more time if you wish. We'll tuck the toes, lift the hips down dog. If you don't want, just meet us up at the top of the mat. Looking forward. Be honest about what we're confronting in this kind of jump, in this kind of rabbit hop. Because there's a lot for us to confront. Lots of inner demons, lots of fears. Old stuff, new stuff. Breath in. Bend the knees and jump. Half fly back. Forward fold. And bringing ourselves up. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to prayer. Find your mountain. Eyes open or closed. What's tensing, bracing for what's next? What's at ease with the present moment in your physical body? I'm noticing my body's doing a little sway in the hips and the feet. My wrists are a little tense. I just let them go. Drawing energy up through the back of the neck. It gives me some ease in the torso. All right, so we've done some intentional placing of the palms and bringing weight shifting back and forth into the palms. We've done some intentional standing in the forearms and noticing different areas of the body that have to be our base and our root to give us that strength and stability. In our forearm plank, and we have done our standing in Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, in the one-legged space. All right, we're going to do a little bit of some backward standing. All right, so what does that mean? First, let's loosen up the spine for a little bit of some standing back bend work, and then we'll work on wheel or half wheel. Okay. So we've got this base of our mountain. Let's bring the hands to the low back, fingertips down. Trying to keep my hips over the heels, drawing upward in the torso. So feel that lift and aiming the breastbone to the ceiling. It can just be an intention. It doesn't actually ever really happen. Maybe it does. Shoulder blades away from the ears. Now my base just swayed. I had a little bit more weight come to the right and to the left, so I stopped moving the upper body, came back down into the bottom body and secured it. And then started to aspire to come up a little bit, because moving that upper part when the base isn't secure is a surefire recipe for falling, because there isn't a secure base. Let the tummy breathe. Push the legs down. Now, as you're pushing the legs down, what's going on in your hips and your buttocks? And if there's tension there, does it need to be? I'm not going to say whether you should or shouldn't be squeezing there. Notice what's going on and ask yourself, does it need to be? What are my thighs doing, and do they need to be doing whatever they're doing? Offer the chest up, grow tall, feel space being created in your waist. Space pulling apart and away in your waist. Breathe in the space that you're creating. Lift the chest a little bit more. And slowly come back to mountain. Stand in the mountain. Breathe in and lift. Push the legs down. Feel space being created in your waist. And hinge forward. Let the upper body go. Let the thoughts go. Let go. Good. Plant the palms, shift forward and back. Forward and back. Place more weight into the arms. See if you can test it and go even further forward. And say, oh, was I in a comfort zone? Shift even further forward. And then the arms maybe are working a little bit more, saying, oh, wait, we are preventing face planting. Okay, we'll do it. Breathe and feel it. And shift back. Let's lift the left leg up, point the toe, open the hip, keep the palms pressing down, stand in your arms, stand in those hands, stand tall even in the upper back and shoulders, drawing up through the foot, up through the hip. Lean weight forward into the hands so that you're trusting that you're doing it. And we'll bring that left leg down and we'll switch. Point the toe, open the hip, weight in the arms. Trusting, feeling, bring the right foot down. Good, and let's step back to down dog. Hips up, head down. What feels different here? There's less weight in the arms, and yet the arms are supporting us. Finding a new angle with which to draw support. When things are too extreme, we can still stay in this inversion, but we've changed the angle. All right, we're going to lift the left leg up, point the toe, open the hip, and twist the chest open. Maybe your gaze comes under your left armpit. So feel the body bending in the back bend. Feel the upward lift through the hips. The hands are pressing down. Stand in your arms. Stand taller. Taller, bending. Good. Let's bring that left foot down. Let's lift the right leg up. Hip lifts. Push down and forward through the arms. Twist the hip open. Gaze in the right armpit. Breathe. Grow taller. Taller in the waist. Stand secure in those arms. Use them. Don't let everything be in the upper leg. Stand in your base. And bring that right foot down. Let's come down to the knees. We'll do a little bit of wrist rotations. Changing directions. Feeling where we are. You can have your wrists here. Tops of the wrists down. Pulling back in the forearms. Maybe flipping. Pulling back. Breath. Okay. If the wrists are feeling secure, we're going to give this another go. We're going to bring the palms down, shoulder width apart, tuck the toes, lift the hips, letting the head go, practicing the lifting, practicing the rooting. Stand in the arms, stand in your legs. Left leg lifts. Let's point the toe, open the hip, bend the knee, arch the back. Now, if you feel secure, we're going to step that left foot back on the floor behind us. Spin on the right foot so that the toes are all aiming in the same direction. Press down through the feet and lift the hips. Stand in your right arm. Stand in your right arm. Thrust the hips up. Stand in both legs. Don't just stand only in the right arm. Breath. Come down if you need. Breath. Bring that left hand down, spin on the right foot, lift that left leg up, up, up. Bring that left foot down, bring the knees down. Sink back in the heels. Feel free to shake your wrists out, shake the hands out. Do some wrist rotations, maybe some shoulder rotations. What is the physical body saying? What did we just awaken? What did we just avoid and start to run away from? What did we overdo? Bring your attention into your body, into your occupied experience. All right, we'll bring the hands down, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog one more time, or not. All right, let's breathe. Make your choices. What's wise for you? Just because I'm offering suggestions on new ways of standing, maybe you just want to go back to your mountain. Maybe you want to go to your chair. Maybe some of this, you're recognizing the limitations of your upper body and your arms. This is not a one-size-fits-all experience. If you're joining right leg is lifting. Point, twist, lift, stretch, make space. Don't compress. Stay here. This could be more than enough. Or some of you are stretching that leg up and over, feeling the hip move. Maybe remember that standing back bend that we did. Keep standing in the arms. Now I've got to lift my right arm off the earth, spinning on both feet so that the toes are all aiming forward, pushing down through that left arm, thrusting the hips up. Stand in those legs, stand in that left arm, breath. Bringing ourselves back. So I'm spinning on the left foot, both hands down, lifting back up through that right leg. And I'm bringing the right foot down, knees down, child's pose. Sink the hips back. Maybe flip your palms up. What do your shoulders need? What does your spine need? What's tight? What's feeling spacious and moved? All right, I'm going to bring my inner thighs together, reach back and find my feet or ankles with my hands. We're going to come to Apanasana, and it gives us, Apanasana is rabbit pose, gives us an opportunity for feeling standing a bit on our head. So we'll grab the ankle shins. Sometimes just holding your pant leg will work. You could bring your head down as close to your knees as you can, bringing the very top of your head down. Lifting the hips, draw the shoulders up and back and away. Feel weight in the head, push the head down, draw the shoulders up. Be intentional. Stand in it. What is the quality of your breath? And bring the hips down, rolling that spine up. Let's do a few Semahasana breaths. So we'll breathe in the nose, exhale out the mouth, protruding the tongue. Again. Again. All righty. We're going to do the Savasana that we did yesterday. So if you're new and you haven't done it, I'm going to break this down one more time. We're going to bring the hands to a clasp like such, as though we were doing, volleyball, and that we were serving. I don't know if that's a serve. No, serve is here. Sorry. Stay focused. I'm going to press and keep that angle. Arms extending, bend the elbows, keeping that angle, bringing the head down between the forearms, top of the head down. So as you can see, the rabbit's pose got us a little prepared for this because we got to bring the top of the head down, forearms down. I'm going to turn this sideways. Top of the head down, forearms down. Draw the shoulders up, press down through the forearms. We practiced that in the forearm plank. Are you feeling one forearm digging more than the other? Can you equalize that? Breath. If you want to go further, you don't need to. You could stay here, go to child's pose, and come back, doing this a few times. If you're wanting to, and you feel as though the body and the mind are ready, we tuck the toes, lifting the hips in a down dog position in this triangular forearm with the top of the head down, shoulders back. Do not do this if you have seizure disorders, eye disorders, anything going on, detached retinas in your eyes, any blood pressure disorders, any traumatic fears, hips up. Find the breath. No aggressive breath. Peaceful breath. Hips up. Remember, something is rising and pressing the forearms down. Stand. Squeeze the core. Solid in the middle. And then we'll walk the feet back. Bring the knees down. Find child's pose. Breath. What got tense in the body? Asana. Asana practice. Comfortable seat. Where we're comfortable in the entirety of our body. Where there are areas that are experiencing discomfort. Where we have accumulated discomfort. Where is it and how do we alleviate it now? Use your breath. Relax the diaphragm. One more time if you wish. You could be closer to a wall, okay? And we'll find our clasp. Top of the head down. Feel the top of the head down. Don't need to go any further. Be present in pressing the forearms down. Be present in rising up through the back of the neck. If you are going further, we'll tuck the toes and maybe walk the feet closer to the face, growing tall. If Joe is here, Joe, don't let your butt touch the wall. Draw the shoulder blades up toward the ceiling, press the forearms down. Maybe just come onto the tippy toes and ask your low core to engage, and those straight legs might start to lift and lower. Feel the forearms pressing down, the hips are lifting up. And bring the legs back up. Breath. Laugh. Come out, which I just did. You could always just bring the knees up and down. Up. Don't collapse in the neck. And down. Don't let the heart rate and the heat get up. Come down to child's pose. Have a breath. And bring ourselves upright. We're going to come to our shoulder stand. I am not going to be against the wall as I was yesterday. If that is where you would like to be, go ahead and swing your legs up your open wall, okay? For me, today, I'm just going to lay on my back. And straighten the legs. Try to soften the neck and in between the shoulder blades, especially if we were experiencing body weight compression into that space in our headstand space where we just were. Legs up the wall, wherever we are, maybe legs are free in the middle of the room. Try to relax and let as many muscles go limp as we can. Stand on your back here. And feel how effortless it is when we have broader base, more base in contact with the earth. It takes less effort to stand when we have a bigger base. We have a broader base of support. It takes less effort with a broader base of support. All right, so if you're at the wall, we're going to bend the knees and have the feet come to the wall like such. Everybody, arms down alongside your waist. So if you're doing that at the wall, just push your feet into the wall and your hips are going to come up. Do not turn your head. If you're working freestanding in the middle of the room, and you might start, engage, and come down, you might find that the core and the spine might need a little bit more help, a little bit more development, all right? So let's accept where we are. We'll use the arms in all situations. We're going to push down, lift the hips, hands come to the low back, traveling the hands up the spine, feet over the hips. Do not turn your neck. Gaze staying up toward the ceiling. Shoulder blades coming closer together. Now, if you found yourself bunny hopping and not being able to keep the butt up, just practice that a little, and then rest. And we're feeling the effort that it takes to rise from a different area of our body. Maybe appreciate something that the upper body doesn't think about sitting upright when we're walking. Getting up and standing on our 2 feet, we don't think about it. But here, where we're trying to lift that low body, we're like, what is happening? Why can't I lift this portion of my body? Aren't they equal? Aren't we just flipping the coin? No, it's a different set of muscles being our base in the upper chest and the back. The arms are responsible. Instead of the low core, the hips, these strong leg muscles. All right? So wherever we are, lift the chin away from the chest. Maybe you're climbing those hands up the rib cage, meeting closer to the floor, feeling the arms, the elbows, the forearms, the upper arms being a part of that support, in between the shoulder blades being that support. If you're feeling any pressure on your neck, come down. Tummy breathing. Now, is your body twisting? How are you aligned when the weight is off of our legs? How does it feel to rely on our upper body to be our support so that our legs can be free? So that how we walk in the world can be free? Can our legs accept that freedom? Do we not trust it? Different way of standing, different way of seeing. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Now bend the knees toward the face. If you're at the wall, just walk the feet down, lower the hips down. We'll start to just let the spine lower down, and we'll all hug the knees into the chest. Let's twist it out. So even if you're at the wall, just let your knees fall on over to one side, twisting your chest in the opposite direction. Let go. The body doesn't have to grip and focus so much on standing in any sort of orientation. Be held, receive being held. Standing takes effort. But so does receiving and surrender. And let's bring the knees up and over to the other side, twisting the spine. Let's come on back to center. Maybe hug the knees in. And we'll lengthen the legs out for Savasana. So let your legs find a space of ease. If you're at the wall, you can have legs up the wall. If you want to lie down flat on your back, cool. Maybe you want a cushion under your knees or under your back, under your head. Savasana is a pose of stillness. Intentional stillness. Mindful, wakeful stillness. Be present with what you're aware of physically and detach from it. Be present with your breath and detach from it. Present in the mind and detach from it. Stand in your stillness. And we'll stretch a little. Work any area of the body that's asking to be seen, to be heard, to be felt. We'll walk the feet in. Do any movements that your body is asking for to build present awareness. And we'll bring ourselves upright to a seated space. Find a way of sitting that's comfortable for you. Feel the spine lifting, the sit bones rooting. Stand in your present awareness of you as a whole integrated being, a physical being, a breath being, a mental and emotional being. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. We'll feel a few ohms connecting in with that sense of vibration. We're feeling ourselves standing erect and letting that energy conduct. Deep breath in. Hands to the heart center. Hold close to your heart your intention for your practice, for how you walk in the world, for how you stand. All that is love and light in me recognizes that same love and light in you. Namaste. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. It's been my honor to be able to share my practice of yoga with you and for you to share your practice with me. This week's practice has been standing and exploring and observing how we stand in our legs, in our arms, in our forearms, on our heads, how we stand in ourselves, in our minds, how we root in it, how we rise in it, how we grow and change our stand. If it's in your heart or your pocket, feel free to give a donation, paypal.me/justbeyoga. Share our videos, share anything that you find any value in. And as always, please send me a question, send me a thought, a note. Let me know that I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. And let's let this be an interactive experience, taking advantage of our live aspect with one another. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Namaste.